connecting your brain and body with interactive games and tests. Why is there no physical activity in today's health physical? Trazer is an holistic technology used to rehabilitate, prevent falls, and improve sport performance. Trazer reports provide you, your clinician, your physical therapist, or athletic trainer objective data to make decisions on your health and performance over time. Measure what matters to change your game. Take the Trazer Challenge. Confidence, growth, connected by Trazer.
Fast lane when I pass in the street, bag of money in the passenger seat. Simcoe's been asking for me on the road from the west to the east. Way up, I might never come down, cause the coast racking up the flight miles. So high, I might never come down, so what, this is my lifestyle.
I got beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, lamb, rams, hogs, dogs, chicken, turkeys, rabbits, you name it. Look! I got beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, lamb, rams, hogs, dogs, beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, chicken, turkeys, rabbits, you name it. Beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, lamb, rams.
What is going on, everybody? Your man Eric Wilson in for the Sports Arena. Oh, I love this time of year, especially because that is truly the Thanksgiving national anthem. Y'all already know what it is, but welcome in to the Sports Arena on a Monday night. Happy early Thanksgiving to everybody. Oh, man, I mean, it has been just such a great week for myself, for the Sports Arena, and just to take one quick moment just to say thank you to everybody that's been rocking with me from the beginning, because this is truly, arguably, it's the best time of the year. But you know what? Let's jump right into, week 12 of the NFL. And again, my apologies for being late this evening, but when I'm watching the Harbaugh brothers go at it between the Baltimore Ravens and the LA Chargers, it's just something I couldn't pry myself away from. But I got a responsibility to be here with y'all tonight, so let's get it done. And of course, you already know where I have to start, because the chants have been going on for weeks and weeks and weeks about a certain running back who plays for a certain team, but yet and still the argument, or shall I say the conversation, has intensified when talking about MVP for one, Mr. Saquon Barkley. That's right, Sunday Night Football, Eagles versus the Rams, a game that had a lot of ups, had some downs, but y'all know me. I got to call it like it is. Listen, I am one of the biggest Eagle fans out there. I love my team, but I'm also critical of them. But they got it done last night. More importantly, let's call a spade a spade. Saquon Barkley got it done last night. Had a touchdown of 70 and 72 yards in the second half. He finished, ladies and gentlemen, with an Eagles record of 255 rushing yards as the Eagles get their 7th straight victory over the Los Angeles Rams. Saquon Barkley, a man coming from Penn State. Shout out, we are, because y'all already know what time it is, Penn State. Went to a team that a lot of people said the offense ran through him. Basically, the New York Giants, his former team, if Saquon wasn't on the field, that team was not a team that you really were scared of. And we've seen what has happened in a very short amount of time with Saquon not being a part of the Giants, yet being a part of a divisional opponent in the Philadelphia Eagles. Just seeing how this man is truly, he gonna get his, and we know this, but so selfless when it comes to the team dynamic and winning. All right. Listen, when the Eagles schedule came out and I saw there was a week 5 bye, I was like, here we go. I don't like early buys. Never been a fan of them. I don't really like late buys either. Somewhere in the middle. Weeks 8 through 11, I feel, in my opinion, is best for a team because you're halfway through the season. You see what adjustments you need to make. And then you go into the second half of the season making those adjustments and putting yourself in position. Well, guess what? Basically, the Eagles were like, it don't matter whether it's week 5 or week 14. We gonna do us. We gonna get it done. And that's exactly what happened. With that did come, as we heard last night and then into today, the heartbreaking news that a guy who has been a voice on the defensive side of the ball, he is out for the season with a torn tricep. My man, 55 grand, Brandon Graham, is out. A man who was very instrumental last night in the Eagles' victory. Now, I know we still have the young guns in Carter and Dean and Blankenship. Big play Slay, he was out last night due to a concussion. So he has to go through that protocol. We're not sure as to when he will get back on the field. But when you lose a guy in a Brandon Graham, a man who has just been synonymous with talking that Philly talk. And as they say, if you know, you know. He always had a smile on his face. The motivation was there. And listen, just because he ain't on the field don't mean he ain't going to be in the building. He is a leader amongst men. He is going to be that guy that is going to propel this defense, this nucleus that has been created by Howie Roseman and Vic Fangio and Howie and Nick Sirianni. He's going to be that voice to let these boys know, okay, next man up. Y'all need to go out there and handle your business because the job's not done. Have the Eagles placed themselves in a position to where they could potentially win this division and move forward? Yes, we know that to be the case. However, when you have a guy in a Brandon Graham, a man who was, I will honestly say, the turning point in us winning Super Bowl 52, even though Tom Brady, the GOAT, passed for over 500 yards, it was that one key moment in the fourth quarter that gave Philadelphia that doorway to say, we finna slam the door shut on the Patriots and we finna take home our first Super Bowl championship. His on-the-field presence is one that has to be respected. I love what Philadelphia is about right now. A.J. Brown, 109 yards and a TD. Jalen, 179. We pulled away, and yes, I say we because y'all know I'm a fan, pulled away from Los Angeles and Matthew Stafford and Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua when it was time for us to do so. Was not a fan of the first half. But again, having those opportunities, having those moments where you not only take hold of the game, but as I said last week, you play your game, your tempo, your style, and you force your opponent, yes, in their house, in SoFi Stadium, to play on your level. That, to me, is what separates the good from the great. We'll see how things progress. Because if memory serves me correct, the team we're playing next week is currently on Monday Night Football. Let me just make sure of that, but I'm pretty sure, if I know like I know, I believe we play Baltimore next week. So no matter what happens tonight, our mind is watching this game very intently to see how we are going to fare, because it's truly going to be a tale of two running backs, in my opinion, when you have King Henry going up against an MVP in Saquon Barkley. Here is what I will leave y'all on this. Momentum is definitely something that you cannot ignore. And when a team finds a way to continually move forward, keep themselves in the positive, and what I mean by that is mentally, physically, emotionally, you have a true opportunity to ride yourself into the postseason and have, we know at least one for right now, maybe more, of home playoff games. And if anybody has been to the Link for a home playoff game in January, if you've never been and you're from one of other teams, you might not want to come to Philly, because when we show up and show out, it is something truly, truly to behold. I'm going to take a real quick break because, as you know, your boy got some new merch. I had to put it out for everybody. I'll be back in just a second.
I've been wanting this forever. I've been in the field with whatever they throw at me. Brush it off, pick myself up, moving on to the better. Hey. Ain't no errors, baby, it's a new era. I wake up early, feeling rich like I'm Kesha. I get to the paper, boy. Extra, extra.
And welcome back. Yes, if you go to any of my bios on all my social media, you will see the link to get your Sports Arena gear. Let me tell you, this is some new stuff. And again, a huge thank you to Champion for allowing me to be a part of this brand and promote my brand. Let's move on to the next one, because I feel like in this instance, crazy as it sounds, I think I owe Mike Patton and the halftime show's own Cortland Griffin a slight apology. Slight, maybe a little bit. But see, I told them in preseason, I was like, boys, this is going to be a rebuilding year for you. This is when y'all figure out y'all identity. However, what they did yesterday against the AFC South leading Houston Texans division games, what do I always say? Throw the rule book, the playbook, and every other book out the window, because anything and everything is possible. Well, that's exactly what happened yesterday. Will Levis, 278, and his 70-yard TD pass put them in the fourth quarter, mind you, put Tennessee in a position to close out a game. A game that, from all estimations, should not have gone this far. But again, when you see a team twice a year, you learn those little nuances. You find those little things that maybe you did not recognize previously. You're able to make adjustments and get the job done. All right? Titans are now 3-8. And listen, we know what the Titans are this year. All right? They're a team. The probability of them making the postseason just isn't there. They're going to need a multitude of things to happen in order for them to be sitting on top with these last, what are we at? 6 games to go? They wouldn't even finish with a winning record. And y'all know how I feel about, well, actually they would if they were to win out. I take that back. If they were to win out, they would finish 9-8. So they'd have a winning record, but I just don't see it happening. But for this moment, I have to give Tennessee their flowers. All right? Because their coach, Brian Callahan, this man saw a glimpse of what Tennessee can become moving forward. Not what they are now, but I think the beginning of what potentially could happen. The beginning of this team getting themselves at least in the conversation with regard to the AFC South. You saw moments like that yesterday. And when I looked at the schedule for week 12, let me just say this. I was when I saw all the matchups that were happening, I was like, if there was ever a week for there to be just upset city, the games were possible. Because we always talk about the trap game. The game where one team goes in too confident and another team goes out there and plays their ass off and lets y'all know 3 simple words. any given Sunday. Stroud threw for 247, had 2 touchdowns, but his 2 interceptions that he threw caused the Texans to lose for their 3rd time in 4 games. Now, again, DeMeco Ryans, CJ Stroud, that whole entire squad, they are going to make adjustments because you don't get time in this league to lick your wounds. You figure out what went wrong, you watch film, and you prepare for the next. Because you ain't got much time. We are in gut check time. This is it. December is here, ladies and gentlemen. And as much as we want to just automatically put into spots 1 through 7 who is going to be making it to the postseason, there are always those ones who are on the cusp who realize, oh, we got to make a move. We got to make a move now. So with Tennessee, I wish y'all the best. I just don't see it. Prove me wrong. But more importantly for Houston, y'all need to figure this out. Because you realize you're not going up against the Jacksonvilles, the Indianas, and the Tennessees of the world in the postseason. No. You've got the Buffaloes of the world, the Kansas Cities of the world, the Cincinnatis of the world, the Baltimores of the world, the Pittsburghs of the world. You gonna see them. And last year, when you didn't have a target on your back, or maybe not one as big, you were able to play your game. Well, you have to get back to that. Because when you get to January, we all know it's a whole different animal. Y'all know me. I'm just so excited. I'm going to do it one more time for maybe those who didn't see it. Check your boy out. I'm going to do it more than once just because I love my stuff. So here you go.
Yeah, I've been wanting this forever. I've been in the field with whatever they throw at me. Brush it off, pick myself up, moving on to the better. Hey. Ain't no errors, baby, it's a new era. I wake up early feeling rich like I'm Kesha. I get to the paper, boy. Extra.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the Sports Arena, your man, Eric Wilson. So if I'm going to talk about the NFC East, I got to recognize the fact that, yes, Dallas Cowboys, not in Jerry World, by the way, they won. They beat the Washington Commanders. Washington, who I still feel is going to get into the postseason because of the play of Jaden Daniels and Terry McLaurin. And shout out to my tight end, Zach Ertz, even though he plays for Washington right now. You know, kicking can be a problem in the NFL. From the snap to the hold to the kick itself, anything could possibly, potentially, and unfortunately, go wrong. But just, it was so heartbreaking. And y'all know, listen, I love Washington. I do. I got respect for them. Giants, well, you know what? Y'all are just, you're over there. And y'all know how I feel about that team named down there in Texas, not named the Texans. My mortal enemy. But, so heartbreaking yesterday to watch this game because I knew what Washington needed to do. I saw it. And when that ball got kicked and I watched the replay, I'm like, did he line it up right? But that ball just went so far wide left. I was like, here we go. So yes, I'll say it once and only once. Congratulations to the Dallas Cowboys on beating an NFC East opponent in the Washington Commanders. But y'all still ain't going nowhere. Let me just be clear about that. You're getting rid of half your squad after this season. You might as well. Your injury plug, your quarterback got injured yet again. CD, 1 week, he's throwing his helmet across the field. The next minute, he's up in the stands dancing. Mike McCarthy's throwing tablets on the floor 1 week. The next minute, he's hugging it out with people. You know, this is why y'all a walking piece of mediocrity. Call it what it is. The accident waiting to happen. Whatever you want to call them. But You were successful in beating a rival. Because you're 4-7. Yes, you ended your 5-game losing streak. But it was how you lost, I think, that really got to me. And this is the fan speaking, because you listen, when it comes to 30 teams in the NFL, y'all know I'm objective. I can be objective, I can be unbiased, and I can call it what I see it. But when it comes to Philadelphia, and when it comes to this team over here, y'all getting the fan. Because what I just don't want is anybody to think that this is the turning point for Dallas. It's not. So whatever hopes and dreams and aspirations y'all got for them, just don't do it. Because you know why? We're coming into December. And what happens in December? What have I been saying over the last several years with Dallas? If Dallas is not number one of the top teams in the NFC, yet alone the NFL, by December, you might as well just go ahead and write them off like an expense on your taxes. Okay? This is what they do. They're going to fall apart. All they're doing is building their fan base and giving them that hope like, ooh, we might be able to do something. No, you won't. No, you won't. Don't go down that path. But if you do, just know what's finna happen. You're finna get your heart tore out. And if you don't believe me, go look at the past 20-some years of Dallas Cowboy history. Google it. Go to NFL.com, ESPN.com. I don't care where you go. But just look at what happens. They get in their own way, and this is what they're going to do. And shout out to my man Dom, because he said it best. They can't even tank right. That's all it is. Just that simple. I done spent enough time talking about them. Let's keep it moving, ladies and gentlemen. This game right here. The Chiefs versus the Panthers. You know it's bad when I watch this game and I come home and Sunday Night Football's on, and my mom is still talking about her Kansas City Chiefs, and they almost lost. And I'm like, I know they almost lost. Carolina Panthers, one of the worst teams in the NFL. Bryce Young, a guy who was benched for Andy Dalton and then brought back only because Dalton got hurt. Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, and that entire squad on both the offense and defensive side of the ball roll up into Carolina, and did they get ahead of themselves? This is what I mean by one of them trap games. This is one of those times where if I was a betting man, I might have put something on this. And doggone it, I might have been right. Oh, wait, speaking of being right, hold up one more time.
I've been wanting this forever. I've been in the field with whatever they throw at me. Brush it off, pick myself up, moving on to the better. Hey. Ain't no errors, baby, it's a new era. I wake up early, feeling rich like I'm Kesha. I get to the paper, boy. Extra.
I just had to do it. Now, look, speaking on the Kansas City Chiefs and the Carolina Panthers, Mahomes, 269, 3 touchdowns. But again, the Kansas City Chiefs, each and every week, are taking their games down to the wire. And a lot of us are sitting here scratching our heads saying, you are the 2-time reigning, defending Super Bowl champions. You are on a quest, on a journey to three-peat. But each and every week, you take it down to the wire. And whether it be offense, whether it be defense, whether it be special teams, yes, Kansas City is finding a way to win. As they say, all 3 phases of the game. But my question with regards to Kansas City is, why is it taking y'all so long? We don't need the entertainment value. There are teams that you're supposed to go in and just handle. And there are teams that are going to give you a run for your money. What? I don't even get it. Like Kansas City, really? The Carolina Panthers? And I know, any given Sunday, I said it earlier. But sometimes I just feel like you need to let somebody know who you are. And more importantly, you need to go into somebody else's playground, jungle gym, bounce house, whatever, and be like, no, this is who we are. This is what we do. Y'all just going to have to take this L. Now, yes, Kansas City, you're 10-1. Congratulations. But again, it is taking y'all 4 quarters when clearly we know that at any given moment, y'all can open up and destroy teams. You're not the Detroit Lions destroying teams, though. But when you are the 2-time Super Bowl reigning defending champion, yes, that level of expectation is going to be there because we've seen it happen on multiple occasions. Do we need to go back to the playoffs the one year where you went back and forth with an AFC opponent, and then all of a sudden you just decided, we're gonna take the wheels off this one. We got this one. We good. Let me say this about Bryce Young. And I'll get to Patrick in a moment. For all the talk about this young man, the questions, is he an NFL quarterback? Should he be a backup somewhere else? He did finish 21 of 35 for 262 and a touchdown. DJ Moore, 6 receptions, 80 yards, and a touchdown. Again, Carolina, I know there are no moral victories in the game, but Carolina, when I was referring to showing their fan base and their organization, like I said with Dallas, that glimmer of hope, we saw that. Because you knew, you had to know, if you were Kansas City, every team's going to give you their best. And that's exactly what Carolina did yesterday. And the fact that Carolina almost came away with that, a true upset, I am very curious. And someone please either let me know in the comments or let me know if someone would have made, let's just say a $20, $30, $50 bet on this game yesterday and Carolina would have won, what would that person have made? Because I want to know. Because I still say yesterday was upset alert for a lot of teams. And the fact that Tennessee did in fact beat Houston and Dallas did in fact beat Washington. What would the conversation have been like today had Carolina done the improbable? If Bryce Young had done the improbable, what would we be saying about the Carolina Panthers today? That is my question. Because truth be told, ladies and gentlemen, it almost happened. But with Carolina scoring, you gave Patrick Mahomes, with 2 timeouts in the fourth quarter, you gave him about 1:45. And when I looked at that, I just said to myself, okay, you gave the brother too much time. You know he finna go down and handle this, right? Why? Because that's what Patrick Mahomes does. So for the Kansas City Chiefs, congratulations. But for the Carolina Panthers, take what happened yesterday. Use that as fuel, not only for the rest of this season, but to figure out what pieces truly are missing, if any, from this squad, from this team, from this organization that could bring Carolina some hope. Because truly, in my opinion, that is what they're looking for. And my true, in my gut, I want to say that this team will get better over the next couple of years. Time will tell. I'm going to take a break and be right back, ladies and gentlemen. Stay tuned.
Wanted this forever. I've been in the field with whatever they throw at me. Brush it off, pick myself up, moving on to the better. Hey. Ain't no errors, baby, it's a new era. I wake up early, feeling rich like I'm Kesha. I get to the paper, boy. Extra.
Welcome back into the Sports Arena. Your man, Eric Wilson. Yes, on a Monday night. And again, as we get ready to celebrate Thanksgiving, happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Spend time with your family. Enjoy the moment. Because so many people, this is that time. It's the holiday season. Just be with them. Have fun. Eat a lot of turkey. Watch a lot of football. Go online. Do all your shopping. And if you do decide to go out on Black Friday and be one of the crazies, just make sure you're home in time for the Black Friday game between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Las Vegas Raiders. All right, I'm going to transition before I get out of here tonight because I do have to talk about this. The Unrivaled League. As you know, that is slated to kick off January 17th down in Miami for 10 weeks. 3-on-3 women's basketball is taking place. And, I mean, listen, the squads, man, let me tell you. I always say with regards to the W, 144 of the most athletic women in the world play in the WNBA. Well, now you take a quarter of that, 36. It was originally supposed to be 30, but now it's 36. 25% of these women playing in this new Unrivaled League. And a huge shout out to Breanna Stewart and Nathecia Collar for creating this and putting this whole thing together. But let me just run down the list so that y'all know, because the teams have been finalized. I know there are still 2 wild card spots out there. So we'll see who of the last 2 making 35 and 36 will be a part of this. But let's start with the Laces. The Laces Basketball Club. All right. First off, before I even get there, let's talk about the coaches. All right. You've got Andrew Wade, who is the head coach of the Laces. Adam Harrington, head coach of the Phantom Basketball Club. DJ Sackman, head coach of the Lunar Owls. You've also got Phil Handy, who is the head coach of the Mist. Nola Henry, head coach of the Rose Basketball Club. And WNBA, former WNBA athlete, coach, Teresa Witherspoon for the Vinyl Basketball Club. 6 amazing head coaches, all with their shot and their opportunity to pour into the development of these basketball players in this new league. Now, with the Lunar Owls, again, one of the founders, Nathecia Collar, teaming up with Skylar Diggins-Smith, T. Cloud, Natasha Cloud, Alicia Gray, Shakira Austin, and they still have a wild card. So the potential for whomever joins this squad is going to be one, and you're going to hear me say this repeatedly, it's going to be one that adds so much value, but just what they have there, from perimeter shooting to defense, I mean, it's going to be unbelievable. And again, this is 3-on-3. Let's talk about the Phantom Basketball Club. Jackie Young, Marina Mabry, Satu Sabali, Tiffany Hayes. Again, the other wild card. And then you got BG herself, Brittany Griner. Defensively, this squad is going to be a squad that everybody's going to have to pay attention to, and more importantly, going to have to respect. The Mist Basketball Club, led by Breanna Stewart, current WNBA champion. Oh, and by the way, her teammate, who I have called the floor general on many occasions, Courtney Vandersloot, teaming up with Jewel Lloyd, Rakia Jackson, Aaliyah Edwards, and then one of the newest members of the Las Vegas Aces, coming from the Connecticut Sun, in Dejanay Carrington. Now, you want to talk speed, versatility, and again, defense. Look at the Mist Club. The Rose Basketball Club. I'm going to say this, and please understand where I am coming from when I say this. The Rose Basketball Club, in my opinion, has got the makeup. If this squad was on a WNBA team, I'm just going to let y'all know. Again, this is my opinion and my opinion only. This is the squad that everybody needs to stand up and pay attention to, because they would run the floor on y'all each and every night. Chelsea Gray, Brittany Sykes, Lexi Hall, Azure Stevens, Angel Reese, the Black Barbie, and KFC, North Philly stand-up, Kalia Copper. If y'all ain't got your running shoes on when y'all play these 3-on-3, you're going to get lost in the shuffle. Lastly, the Laces Basketball Club. Big Mama Steph, Stephanie Dolson, Kate Martin, Alyssa Thomas, Courtney Williams, Kayla McBride, and Kelsey Plum. What I love about this squad is just the familiarity, because you have champions, Olympians, and you have a team of very tenacious and hungry athletes on this court. This league kicks off in over a month and a half, and I am so excited to watch what happens in this inaugural season. It is one that, again, I go back to what I have always said with regards to women's basketball. If you have not seen it, which I know the world over has now, but prior to this past WNBA season, if you had not watched a game or been to a WNBA game, you were truly missing out. And now, with the opening of the Unrivaled League, you are going to see so much more that you truly have to, whether you admit it to yourself in a group or whatever, that women's basketball is just so much fun to watch. The excitement is there. It's going to be in an atmosphere that is very much catered to how we have always wanted to watch basketball. We don't want to be sitting on top of each other. I mean, we love it, don't get me wrong, but again, it's bringing that more intimate setting because of where the game is played, only having limited seating, which, by the way, they've already done their first pre-sale and they sold out. I know tickets are still available, but if you live in the 305, if you live in the state of Florida and you have the opportunity to see this live and you don't, that's on y'all. I'm just going to call it what it is. I am, again, really excited for the start of the Unrivaled League, January 17th down in Miami. Ladies and gentlemen, it's about that time. Much love and appreciate everybody who's been rocking with me. Your man, Eric Wilson, for the Sports Arena. Again, y'all already know it. One last time, I'm going to do it for y'all and say goodnight.
I've been wanting this forever. I've been in the field with whatever they throw at me. Brush it off, pick myself up, moving on to the better. Hey. Ain't no errors, baby, it's it's a new era. I wake up early, feeling rich like I'm Kesha. I get to the paper, boy. Extra, extra.
Fast lane when I pass in the street, bag of money in the passenger seat. 10-4's been asking for me on the road from the west to the east. Way up, I might never come down, cause the coast racking up the flight miles. So high, I might never come down, so what, this is my lifestyle.